Hello students, my name is Aprajita Singh from Sanskar Global School. Today we will be studying fourth chapter of geography, that is agriculture. Agriculture is a primary activity that produces most of the food that we consume. Besides providing food grains, it also provides raw materials for various industries and it is even a source of export earning. Some of the agriculture products are exported through which we earn foreign exchange. Agriculture is the primary occupation of India. Two-thirds of the Indian population is involved in agriculture. There are three types of farming. First one is primitive subsistence farming. In this type of farming, primitive tools like hoe, hoe, digging sticks are used. The whole family or the community is involved in the farming. This type of farming depends upon monsoon, the fertility of the soil, and other environmental conditions like rainfall, climate, etc. This is also known as slash and burn agriculture. In this type of farming, farmers clear a patch of land by burning the vegetation that is present on the land, use the land for agriculture, and when the fertility of the soil decreases, the farmer shifts to some other place, clear a fresh other patch of land for cultivation. This type of farming is still practiced in some parts of India. It is called by different name, like in Assam and in some northeastern states it is known as chuming. Next one is intensive subsistence farming. This type of farming is practiced in those areas where the pressure of population on land is very high. It is labor intensive farming. Biological inputs and irrigations and modern irrigation methods are used to obtain higher productivity. In this type of farming, there is enormous pressure on the land. Now the next one is commercial farming. This type of farming is done with high doses of modern inputs like high yielding variety seeds, chemical fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides. The degree of commercialization of agriculture varies from one region to the other. For example, rice is a commercial crop in Punjab and Haryana, but it is a subsistence crop in Odisha. So, the degree of commercialization is different for different regions. Then we have another form of commercial farming, that is plantation cropping. In plantation cropping, a single crop is grown on a large area. Usually this crop takes a whole year to develop. This plantation cropping is done with the help of migrant laborers. Most of the crops that are produced through plantation cropping are used as raw material in the industries. Now the next topic is cropping pattern. We have three cropping seasons in India: Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. Rabi crops are winter crops, Kharif are monsoon crops, and the time that is left between Rabi and Kharif crop, in that season Zaid crops are grown. Zaid examples of Zaid crop are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables and fodder crops. In Kharif crop, the main crop is rice, and main Rabi crop is wheat. Some of the major food crops that are grown in India are rice, wheat, millets, pulses, tea, coffee, sugarcane, oil seeds, cotton, jute. Non-food crops are fiber. Non-food crops and fiber crops are rubber. Then we have cotton. Then we have jute. Jute is even known as golden fiber. So these are the few crops that are grown in India. Now the technological and institutional reforms that have occurred in agriculture. The pace of agriculture development is still very slow in India. Agriculture provides for livelihood of more than 60% of the Indian population. From the first 5-year plan, The main focus of the government was on improving the agricultural productivity. For this, land reforms were introduced in the first 5 year plan of India, like abolition of zamindari, consolidation of holdings, collective farming. These were the few institutional reforms that were taken by India after independence. Even green revolution was encouraged in India, but these green revolution and all other reforms that India took mainly benefited the large farmers, and small and marginal farmers were not benefited. Government even introduced some other reforms like crop insurance against drought, flood, cyclone, fire, and diseases. Grameen banks and cooperative societies were established. Loans were provided to the farmers from banks at a very low rate of interest. Kisan credit card and personal accident insurance schemes were even introduced by the government to help the farmers. There are special bulletins and agriculture programs for farmers on TV and radios. The government even announces minimum support price. Minimum support price is the price below which food grains cannot be bought from the farmers. So these were the few institutional and technological reforms that government introduced for the betterment of the farmers and to increase the agricultural productivity in India. Now the next one is, what is the contribution of agriculture in the Indian economy? The contribution of agriculture in GDP has registered a declining trend from 1951 onwards. The population continues to depend mainly on agriculture. 63% of the population depends on agriculture according to 2001 data. The government has made many efforts to modernize the agriculture to increase the contribution of agriculture in the Indian economy. Some of them are establishment of Indian Council of Agricultural Research, establishing agricultural universities, veterinary services and animal breeding centers. Even horticulture, that is production of fruits and vegetables, have been encouraged. Research and development in the field of meteorology and weather forecast has even been encouraged to improve the condition of agriculture in India. Now the last topic of this chapter is impact of globalization on agriculture. India has been exposed to globalization from a very old time. During British period, the Britishers exported cotton to the cotton textile industry in Manchester and Liverpool. Even Champaran movement was started in Bihar in 1970 against the Britishers, because Britishers forced Indian farmers to produce indigo, which was a raw material for the textile industries in Britain. The impact of globalization on agriculture has weakened the agriculture in India. The agricultural produce of India are not up to the quality of the international market. So India faces a tough competition in the international market. This is all that we have to study in this chapter. Thank you.